Hi, this is Ashio, and this is Echo. This is a visual novel, and I think later on it might get a little bit intense, but I don't know too much about the story, and I'm kinda going in blind. Let's check this out, new game. I knew you'd be back. You all come back, eventually. Why'd you try to run away in the first place? It doesn't matter. Even though you're here, you're going to try and run again. Just stop. Because, just like this town, you're only moving in circles. Okay, it's Saturday. Sure, bit weird. Yeah, Mum, I bought it. Okay, so Chase is talking, we're on the road. No, I've got everything. No, TJ's with us. We picked him up yesterday. No, I did call you yesterday. There was no answer. Fine, yeah, I'll try more than once next time. So, of course they're clean. Listen, I'm driving right now, so, yeah, so I shouldn't be on the phone, should I? I'm gonna hang up. Okay, love you too, bye. I sigh and finally hang up the phone, dropping it on my lap. TJ next to me in the passenger seat stretches back and scratches behind his ear. Oh, that's cute. It's been a while since I've seen your mum. How is she? I shrug. Fine, I think. She wouldn't tell me if she wasn't anyway. TJ taps a foot against the dashboard before yawning. Wow, it feels like we've been driving for days. Normally, TJ wasn't one to whine, but the long drive was obviously getting to him. It was getting to all of us, to be honest. I look over at him. We're almost there. Why don't you listen to some music or something? My phone's been dead for the past 2 hours. I didn't know it would take us 8 hours to get there. I sigh. Whether that dig was purposeful or not, I still feel a little embarrassed. I'll admit, I got us lost for a few hours. Route 93 is hard to find, even with a GPS. It's no wonder that Echo's in the state it's in. You should have brought a book. Those don't run out of batteries. I look up into the rearview mirror and see Jenna hold up a hefty book titled Cognition. TJ sighs. All of my books are on my phone. Why don't you listen to the radio? TJ starts to reach for the dial. Don't bother. All we get out here are hick stations. I have some music on my phone though. Do you have an auxiliary cable, Chase? In this clunker? No, but like I said, we're almost there. Just having the three of us here is a little awkward. It's kind of unbalanced. I wonder if completing a little group will bring back that old chemistry. Thinking about seeing Cole, Flynn and Leo again makes my heart skip a beat. Okay, take exit 127 onto Flint Road. I jerk back to the present and press on the brakes as I swerve onto the exit ramp. Wow. Sorry, okay, took that swerve. Chase, come on, pay attention. TJ adds a little giggle to lighten the chastisement, but my face gets hot anyway. Hey, me and Jenna went 3 hours out of our way to pick you up from CCU. You could have taken the bus. No, I'm grateful for the lift. I'd just rather this not be the place I die, you know? We continue down Flint Road for about 15 minutes in silence, while I avoid the ever-increasing number of potholes in the road. I think we're all a little nervous now as we get closer to our destination. Unsurprisingly, there isn't another car in sight. Are you guys excited? I look at my rearview mirror again and see that Jenna has put down her book, staring out the window. I actually haven't given a whole lot of thought as to how I feel about the whole thing. Yeah. It's going to be great to see everybody again. It's been way too long. I'm in Echo. Are you excited to go back? Oh. I didn't really know how to answer that. Is excited the right word? It's sure as hell stressful. As long as we can go for a hike. I don't want to be sitting around the motel all day. Well, it beats having a heat stroke in the desert. Are you seriously hiking that trail? Oh, come on. It's going to be fun. I at least know Chase will come. TJ smiles at me, raising his brows. It's too hard to say no to such an eager face, at least right now. Yeah, of course. Anyway, it sounds like you've only got the boys on your mind, Chase. Leo, maybe? Make a slight right onto Lake Emma Road. I ignore Jenna, pretending to be distracted with adjusting the GPS. A few more minutes of silence pass before Jenna speaks up again. So, this news thing you're making, what's it about exactly? I swerve a little to avoid another pothole. It's a news packet. If you remember, there was that crazy thing that happened here in the early 1900s. I read a little bit about it, and it's kinda fucked up. Come on, Chase, language. Just thought I'd do a little more digging on it. Honestly though, I just need to make something that looks good enough to pass with. Well, sounds kind of fun. Are you going to have enough time to hang out? I know Leo made some plans. This whole thing was Leo's idea, actually. When I told him I'd be coming down to Echo for spring break, he suggested we all use it as an excuse to have a reunion. He says it hasn't been the same since the three of us left. Yeah, I should. I just need some B-roll and shots of the old creepy locations. Shouldn't take too long. I catch a flash of blue and see the lake to our right. The conversation dies down a bit, and pretty soon we're all lost in our own thoughts. Finally, we round a bend, and I start to catch some glimpses of the town. The tall rusted signs for the gas station and motel loom over the rest of the old community. Lake Emma Road merges right onto Main Street where the motel's at. Soon enough, we're turning into the parking lot. There are only a few other cars in the parking lot. I park it in the closest spot, next to the door, and switch off the ignition, relieved to be done with the driving. I sit back for a moment and rub my eyes. Damn, I hope you're grateful, TJ. I never want to drive that long again. Thanks, Chase. TJ hops out of the car, clearly happy to be out. TJ puts his paws to his back and stretches out from toes to ear tufts, and I hear a few cracks. Gosh, it feels good to be out of there. I smile as I follow him and stretch out as well, though less flamboyantly. It's good to see TJ reverting back to his old cheerful self. Okay, I made the reservations, so I'm gonna go check us in. You boys want to bring in the stuff? Sure. Me and TJ head round to the trunk of the car, getting our bags and camera equipment while Jenna heads inside. Okay, we are in. I'm pleasantly surprised. While it's a bit musty, the room is spacious and generally clean, a lot more than I was expecting from a town like Echo. Although I've lived in this town for most of my life, I've never actually been in the motel before. Hey, this is nice. 2 double beds. Yeah, I thought I'd get one of the nicer rooms, since everything here is dirt cheap. TJ sets his bags down on the bed. So I guess this will be me and Chase's bed. Jenna can have her own, obviously. That's nice of you, TJ. Anyway, here are your key cards. She hands us both our key cards, which I'll slip into my back pocket. So, when we gonna eat? I'm kinda starving. My stomach grumbles. We haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's late afternoon at this point. I put out my phone, checking over my texts with Leo. Leo said he's gonna get us some sandwiches from the diner. Did you tell? Yes, I told him to substitute the bread with lettuce for yours, TJ. Nice. Okay, well, I've texted everyone that we're here, so let's at least unpack. It's gonna get crowded, and I don't want all our stuff in the way. Half an hour later, we've got all of our stuff packed away in the motel drawers. Now I'm sitting on the bed, toying with my camera equipment while TJ watches TV and Jenna organises her schoolwork. You know you're on vacation, right? And didn't you already get to grad school? You should relax. That's exactly why I need to be keeping up. There's a knock at the door, and being the closest, I get up to answer it. Yeah, let's check this. I look through the peephole excitedly to see a beanie cap and a pair of some very familiar horns poking through it. I grin as I unlock the door and swing it open. Cole. Chase. Yeah, I slap paws with him and put him into a hug. And immediately get a whiff of the pungent smell of pot. Despite that, his embrace is warm and plush, and his belly squishes against my body like a pillow through his jacket. There's an underlying sturdiness though, and I feel his biceps bulge around my shoulders. Has he been working out? I put my paws on his shoulders and push him back, looking him over. He's changed a bit since I last saw him. He's definitely bulkier, and the fur on his face is a bit shaggier. His eyes are a little red, and his expression is a little glazed, like he's daydreaming about some place far away from here. Still getting blazed, right? You know it. His jokey nature drops a bit as he gives me a genuine smile. It's good to see you. I feel warm inside as I smile back. You too. Is that Cole I can hear? Cole and I step back into the room, the ram remaining slouched as we do. Hey Jenna. Cole, how have you been? Not bad, just living life, and I'ma be, It sounds like he's starting to sing lyrics to a song, but he trails off as we all look at him expectantly. He just smiles back. What? Hey, is that TJ? Hey. Though he's smiling happily, TJ is outright crinkling his nose. Still up to your old habits? Cole shrugs. I'm starting to remember that it's something he does a lot. It's his answer to almost everything. It gets quiet for a moment, and then I clap my paws together. So, what have you been up to, Cole? You're not online that much. Cole shrugs. Oh, you know, just hanging out. Must be kinda boring, considering it's Echo. Not going outside helps, you know. You been able to find a job? I know they closed the old corner market you used to work at. Yeah, it's been kinda hard, since pretty much everything's closing around here. On top of that, I still don't have a car that can get me to Peyton. Oh god, that's right. You crashed the one your parents got you. TJ's grinning sympathetically, but Cole hunches further into himself, looking sulky. Man, don't kill my vibe. What about school? Been thinking about going back? Not really, maybe. Cole's starting to lose that faraway look as he narrows his eyes. You should. He went for what? A semester? That's not really enough time to tell if you're really cut out for college. Classes get easier to handle once you get used to it. Yeah, well, it wasn't exactly the schoolwork that was the problem. You could try smoking less weed. That might help. What? Was I set up for an intervention or something? Cole looks over at me, as if asking for help. Hey, don't look at me. I had to deal with them for the past 10 hours. Yeah, I guess I just forgot how naggy they can be. That's because we care about you. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Chase has been missing you ever since you left school. Carl and I were in the same class throughout school. As a result, we entered college together. We even roomed together for that one semester, which was a lot of fun. Of course I missed him. Carl seems pretty eager to get off the topic though. Speaking of school, did you get accepted into Western, Jenna? Yeah, going to experimental psych. I'll start in the fall. That's pretty cool. Congrats. Carl turns back to me. And you're into journalism, right? He looks over the equipment, looking confused. What's all this? Oh yeah, one of the reasons why I'm out here? I'm doing a news segment on Echo. Sounds like the feel-good movie of the year, Chase, yeah. That's what you get out of the feel-good town of the century, Cole. Yeah. Cole scratches his muzzle before turning to TJ. And you're doing what now? Sports Bible Olympics, is it? Athletic training, and yes, it's a Christian school. Cole gives a thumbs up. Super, so we're gonna eat? I'm hungry as hell. Hell's a little extreme there, Cole. Not even you can be that hungry, you know. Sure. Where's Leo? He's bringing the sandwiches, right? He actually just texted me that he's here. He was picking up Flynn. So we're all gonna be here, just like old times. TJ almost looks like that little kid Lynx again, his ears twitching around with excitement. Here they are. Let's get everybody in here. I grip the bedspread and watch as Cole moves around the corner to open the door. I hear it open, followed by the distinctive, deep, brassy voice of Flynn. Hey, why are you getting the door, fatty? To get my sandwiches, dick face. I got the munchies like a mother. Where are they? Leo has them. Here he is. Hey, they all in there? My heart skips a beat and my tail thumps the bed as I hear Leo's high baritone. There's something bustling before they start coming around the corner, bringing me face to face with the rest of my childhood friends. Flynn comes first, slinking in casually, his posture loose and relaxed, slouching. Unlike Cole though, his slouch makes him look like he just doesn't give a fuck, as opposed to trying to make himself seem smaller. He wasn't a shy guy, as evidenced by his open shirt. And who you calling Digface? Flynn knocks Cole on the head, which makes a loud thunking sound, but Cole just grins throughout. Hey, Jenna, TJ, Chase. He nods to each of us in turn, rubbing his knuckles. Immediately following him, his arms wrapped around two big brown paper bags, is Leo. He smiles over the tops of the bags, sweeping the room with his eyes, along with his tall rectangular ears. He pauses on Jenna, then TJ, before finding me. His face immediately breaks into a full-on grin as he walks over to the bed I'm sitting on, setting down the bags. As he comes to a stop in front of me, I reach out my paw to slap his, just like I did with Cole. Instead, he grabs it to yank me up right into a tight bear hug, nearly squeezing the air out of me. Chase. Man, I missed you. Just like Cole, it seems like Leo's gotten bigger and stronger. He lifted me up without even trying. The tension I've been feeling in my chest melts away like an ice cube on an Echo sidewalk. Everything's fine. All of that worry about how he was going to react was for nothing. The hug is lasting kinda long though. I can feel everybody else looking at us. And just like that, he forgets we exist. Leo finally does pull back, then smacking me on the shoulder before turning to greet Jenna and TJ. I shakily sit back down, feeling a whole lot better now that the introductions are out of the way. Fuck, leave Cole in the room for 5 seconds and it smells like a goddamn skunk sauna. The weed is just oozing out of your pores at this point. Flynn theatrically plugs his nostrils as he pulls the window open a crack. Cole rolls his eyes, slouching further and jamming his paws into his pockets. Oh, shut up. I think everyone here agrees that my smell is a lot better than your shedding. Nothing like leaving a big pile of lizard dust on the couch for the next person. And by the way, dude, that skunk comment was speciesist. And that lizard comment wasn't? Flynn turns to me, feigning airing from the outside with his hand. What's worse, Chase? Carl's smell or my dusting off? Wow, dusting off? That's not a thing. Try saying white flakes that chip off me with every step I take, except when I scratch my ass, then it's a fucking blizzard of dead skin. And some of it might land on your mouth. That's what you should call it. Hey, you furbals do it too, it's just less noticeable. Either way, it's hot. Aren't you cold-blooded? Someone turn down the goddamn thermostat. Someone turn down your language. TJ says it to him like a cheerful kindergarten teacher pep-talking a student into using his words. Aha. They stare at each other for about 5 seconds, Flynn's expression like a stone, while TJ slowly loses his smile. Well, Jesus fucking Christ, I'll be sure to watch that. Flynn. TJ actually looks pretty upset, but Flynn just reaches out and yanks him into a chokehold, the much shorter Lynx easily dwarfed by the lizard. Ah, shut up you priss, I'm just kidding. TJ half-heartedly fights the hold. I guess TJ thought he'd get some respect now that we're all adults. Hey, owl, you still said it. Normally I might step in to help, but it's been a while since I've seen Flynn and TJ go at it. It's just too funny to stop. Look, no lightning, so much for your almighty oh. TJ jabs his elbow back into Flynn's stomach, doubling the lizard over for a second. Hey, see, God works in mysterious way. Ow! Flynn reaches up and grabs one of the tufts of TJ's ears and yanks, earning a yowl from the feline. Foul species features. Species features was something we made up to make our tussles a little bit more fair. It involved any distinct physical difference between their species that might pose as a disadvantage, like my tail, Jenna's ears, or TJ's ear tufts. Carl was especially keen on it, being a ram, his horns were often used as leverage against him. TJ, come and get your sandwich. TJ finally yanks himself out of Flynn's grasp, smoothing down his fur as he tries to look as dignified as possible. Do these guys not get on? Are they not actually friends? Because it's a bit of a weird way to greet a friend to just like start roughhousing each other. Okay, well, I can see things haven't changed. With that, TJ walks over to the table to get his food. I can't help but laugh. Yeah, I think TJ won that one by technicality. Or did he? He might have fouled too. Flynn's got a soft lizard belly. Flynn snorts, rubbing his stomach. Oh, don't even try to tell me about soft arsehole. It looks like you just swallowed a beach ball. Speaking of which, food. We all pass the bags around to get our food. A chicken sandwich for Jenna and TJ, roast beef for me and Leo, and 3 large veggie burgers that almost take up their own bag for Cole. Flynn, as usual, isn't eating anything. I think it's a lizard thing. I keep my seat on the bed as I unwrap the foil around my sandwich. The smell wafts up from the beef, making my mouth water and bringing some memories up with it. We'd all spent many nights at the old diner. I can remember the night me and Cole graduated. Leo took us all straight from Peyton Hall to the diner, skipping out on the all-night graduation party for sandwiches and milkshakes. I take a huge bite, and a yellow bell pepper slips out the other end, landing back in the foil. Whoa, slow down, you're gonna choke? Suddenly, I'm almost falling over to the side as something heavy plants itself next to me on the bed. I quickly grab a napkin and bring it to my muzzle, wiping away the grease. Hey, Leo. Leo chuckles at my embarrassment and unwraps his own sandwich. Sorry if the bread's a little soggy. Garobo over here took his sweet time getting it to the car. Hey, working in the town hall is serious business. I don't have a family business I can just waltz out of like you. Hey, Flynn, I bet you that I can eat this whole burger in 1 minute. Is that a fucking joke? Of course you can. Yeah, but what about 2 burgers? Don't choke, Cole. I decide to keep the conversation on Leo's job, since that's the whole reason why he's still here. Is business good? Yeah, Peyton's getting bigger, and so's the number of customers. I guess it's a good thing that your dad moved it out of Echo, right? For sure, the place is turning into a ghost town. It probably will be in another decade or 2. By some standards, it already is. I take another bite of my sandwich, biting right into another bell pepper. I'd forgotten how good the diner food is. I noticed TJ sitting next to Jenna at the table, picking unhappily at his lettuce-wrapped chicken. Jenna seems to be as well as she leans toward him. What's wrong, TJ? It's just that... never mind. Doesn't matter. Are you sure? It's just the mayo. I forgot they put it onto everything here. Jenna lifts up the bun on her sandwich, inspecting its contents. None of the mayo really got into my chicken, so here. No, you don't have to. Jenna picks up TJ's sandwich and swaps out his grilled chicken. She rips off the layer of mayo-tainted lettuce from his lettuce bun before swapping her chicken in. There, how's that? Thanks. It's then that TJ looks up and sees Leo and I staring at him. I see his ears flatten in embarrassment. What? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. So, your parents still letting you live in the house here in Echo? Yeah, we actually tried to sell it last year, but of course no one bought it. I think 2 people came to look, but took off once they saw the town. Anyway, my parents are living in Payton in a house twice as big as the old one. Wow, must be pretty cool living on your own. My parents aren't constantly breathing down my neck, so that's, nice. Leo's already finished his first sandwich, and now he's unwrapping the second. He sure could eat a lot. How many people are still here anyway, in the town, I mean? Leo takes another bite and I hear the crunch of the peppers through his muzzle. He chews thoughtfully for a moment before swallowing. Not too sure. Of course, I know almost everyone here, but most don't actually live here anymore. Most everyone's turned their old house into a sort of vacation home now. Really? Why? I can't imagine anyone coming here for a vacation. Unless your hobbies are meth or dying of heat stroke. Well, they've all got their old houses here, and it's cheap to build. And the town is actually trying to turn that old lake into a recreational thing. Lake Emma? Yeah, they're putting in docks and stuff. Oh. Lake Emma is the old reservoir just a few minutes outside of town. As kids, we used to play around there all the time. It was generally an ugly place. Dead fish on the banks, a terrible smell, and mosquitoes everywhere. Then again, it could have changed since then. I haven't been there in like 12 years now. None of us have. Thinking about the lake is making my stomach tighten again, forcing away my appetite in the process. It's been so long at this point, I need to learn to get over things. Actually, that reminds me. The others are pretty deep in their own conversations, but I lower my voice anyway, leaning into Leo. Hey. What's up? Leo turns to me. He had been in the middle of a massive bite, and now he has a bell pepper half hanging out of his muzzle. That throws off my train of thought just for a second. Oh, so, I wanted to get some shots of the lake for my project. Leo ducks his head to pull out the pepper from his muzzle, only to shove it back in a second later. He chews for a while, but his ears are still tipped toward me, so I go on. It's kind of important to Echo's history. Anyway, you told me that on Monday everyone's free during lunch. I could tell by the set of Leo's ears that he knows where I'm going, and he's not too into the idea. I quickly go on. Of course you don't have to, but it's been a long time, and if the town is making it look better, it could be fun. Listen, Chase. I feel my face burn, a little under the fur. Sorry, it was a dumb idea. No, Chase, if it was up to me, I'd definitely do it. It's just, Leo looks toward Flynn, and I do as well, finding him still bantering with Cole. It doesn't matter how fucking fast you can eat, I'm not going to be impressed. He's got that classic Flynn look on his face where he's pressing his lips together, trying not to smile. What if I ate all 3? You've already eaten most of the first one, so it's not going to happen now, is it? I look back down at my sandwich. I suddenly feel really guilty. Here I am, back after 3 years, just assuming that I know how everybody feels. And now I'm kind of feeling like an imposter. Leo notices, like he always did, and he nudges me with his shoulder. Hey, don't worry about it, it's not your fault. Suddenly, Leo's ears perk up, and I know he's suddenly had an idea. His ears made him easily readable, just as reading people easily came to him. It made it all the more impressive that he was able to tell what most of us were thinking, considering my short stubby ears. Or Flynn's lack thereof. Listen, there's a cool little spot by the river that's actually pretty close to the lake. We could have lunch and you could walk over and get your shots. The idea makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, it could be fun. Also, this motel doesn't have a pool, so it's going to be nice to swim in something. Hey, otters and their waters. Anyway, I'll have to ask Flynn, but I think he'll be okay with it. So is there some kind of like weird history regarding Lake Emma? So it's something to bear in mind as we get into it. What would really impress me is if he didn't eat the rest. You're a funny guy, Flynn. Cole goes right back to shoving the next burger into his mouth as Flynn looks on in mild disgust. He suddenly notices us watching him and he gives us an odd look that slowly morphs into a smirk as he focuses on Leo. You're looking pretty happy there, Leo. Not like you've been for the past 3 years. I furrow my brow in confusion to look up at Leo. I see him shift and he's giving Flynn a look that I don't quite understand. Well, of course I'm happy to see us all back together again. I look from Leo to Flynn, and it's pretty easy to imagine a bolt of electricity between them. You should have seen him, Chase. He'd go days without smiling. Agreed. Leo's been kind of a dick ever since you guys left. Isn't Jenna a counsellor? Hey, you should have a session with Leo. I'm still an undergrad, and I'm not going into counselling anyway. That would just make me sad. TJ's busy trying to hold his sandwich together and eat at the same time, not very successfully, but he looks up as well. Leo's depressed. It's hard to imagine you not smiling. You seem fine online. Has something been going on? For the first time since he's arrived, Leo looks truly uncomfortable. You don't see him like this often. Flynn, on the other hand, has his try not to smirk face on. What, Leo pauses, pinned down by everyone's eyes in the room. Then he takes a frustrated breath. Can't people be sad sometimes? Yeah, things have been more, they have been harder, but I'm fine. I think it's pretty clear that Flynn, Leo flicks his long muzzle at the lizard, is just trying to get some reactions. Sure, and I'm just saying, you're back to your old self, but seriously, it's great. Leo makes a snorting sound. I'm about to ask Leo what's so stressful when he lifts his paw up again to take a bite of his almost finished sandwich. I go quiet as I look at his paw. A silver anchor tied around his wrist with leather. The word otter is etched into the shank of the anchor. The name Chase is engraved into the stock. Why is he still... Chase! I jump as TJ's voice breaks through my trance, bouncing on the bed once I come down. Leo looks at me as the bed wobbles, an eyebrow raised. TJ puts a paw on his muzzle. Oh, sorry, you were just kind of staring off into space? Yeah, I'm just thinking about stuff. What's up? We were just talking about the last game. Didn't you tell me you saw that movie on the drive here? Okay, I really don't get you right now. TJ, the last game was the worst Lions Brigade movie. You're just mad because they didn't follow the comics. Okay, we're chatting movies now. Yeah, Cole, as a movie it was just better. I'm sure the comics are great too though, you know? Nah, the comics are shit. Carl tried showing them to me once. What? See, this is the problem. They never follow the source material, and then no one cares because they have no respect for the originals, man. You're way too picky, Cole. The last game was a great movie. Not you too, Leo. I don't know. I think Lions Brigade was always a bit too violent for me, what with all the shooting and the punching. I've always liked the Trinity Weasel. She's the thinking man's superheroine. Cole waves his paw dismissively. The Trinity comics have always been pretty lame. They're jerk-off fodder for lonely nerds, and so's the movie. Wow, you mean like yourself. Hey. Hold up, we're talking about Trinity now. Julia Blasco, she's hella fine. Never seen an ass like hers on a weasel before. That's because it's fake. No, I just like the story. It's really kinda deep, if you think about it. It's kinda hard to think about when half the shots are slow-mo and she's just doing all of these flips and backbends and shit. Oh, I didn't think that was your sort of thing anyway, Flynn. Flynn doesn't have time to retort before Jenna shifts her attention, seemingly coming to TJ's defense. Come on, Trinity does have more story going on than your average superhero movie. I think it's great that you like her character over all the meatheads. Yeah, they just stuck in all the boob shots to reel in the dummies. Of course it's easy for someone like you to say. Besides, I see what's going on here. Maybe you should watch Luchi Lobo, TJ. He's shirtless the whole time. TJ's ears go flat, tufts pointing at the ground. I better stop it with all the saucy talk. The only way you could get any more awkward is if you got sprung. We all groan in unison, but TJ shoots right back. And knowing you, that's exactly what you want to happen, isn't it, Flynn? That gets a few surprised chuckles. Damn, TJ, where'd that come from? It isn't that it's a particularly good joke, it's that it came from TJ that makes it funny. I don't think I've ever heard him talk like that. Even Flynn can't keep from grinning a little bit. We talk late into the afternoon. At this point, all of my worries have disappeared, leaving a happy, warm feeling in its place. It seems silly that I've been so nervous earlier. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to the rest of the week. Okay. Leo steps forward, indicating that we should all shut up. Now, we all need to remember that Chase is here to do his school project, so that comes first. But I did make a few other plans for things that we can do on his off time. I'm pretty sure all of us know that we're going to Southwest Adventures tomorrow, so I'll pick these two up. He jerks his head toward Flynn and Cole, and then swing by the motel to get you guys at 9, okay? Sounds good. Then I was thinking about doing some stuff in Payton toward the end of the week, but we'll make those plans later. In between those times, We should find time to hang out as well. Make the most of this. Leo looks about done, but suddenly snaps his fingers, as if remembering something. Oh yeah, Chase, I saw you had a camera. Think you could get a pic of us? It'd be nice for all of us to have something that isn't camera phone quality. Oh, sure. I was messing with the self-timer earlier. I should be able to get it to work. After a few minutes of me adjusting the tripod and Leo adjusting everyone at the end of one of the beds, we managed to get into position. And okay, alright, here goes. I set the timer and fast walked to the spot Leo saved for me. Alright, photo time of our good friends. And there is our crew. This is our main character, these are our friends. And we are going to find out what happens. So far so good. There's a bit of weird awkwardness in the background, but hopefully it's fine. For the next 2 hours we watch a movie on TV, not really paying attention, mostly catching up with each other on how we've been. It's good to be back, and it feels like we're all just picking up where we left off 3 years ago. It's really nice. Finally, at about 10, Leo, Cole and Flynn head out. I'll spend the next 20 minutes tinkering with the equipment, making sure it's all in order for shooting the next day. Once TJ finishes getting ready for bed in the bathroom, I do as well before getting into bed, head to toe with TJ. There's a soft glow from the corner as Jenna sits at the table reading something. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, waiting for her to go to sleep. And it looks like that's the end of our first day. Okay, so I think that'll do for our introductory episode to Echo. We've kind of got two groups of, well, one big group of friends, but they've split up. You've got 3 and 3. So we're part of the out-of-towners and we're going back to meet up with our old friends. And I don't know if something happened before they all broke off, but we're going to find this out. This is going to be a long story, I think. But for now, this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.